Hi guys. It's oh goodness, what is today? Today's Thursday. We are on Thursday and we're back at Roadwarden by Moral Anxiety Games as per usual. So here we are. Fantastic, isn't it? Welcome in everyone, welcome in. Glad to have those of you who have arrived. Today's splash screen says, the 10 cities have the emperors, villages have the wilderness. Interesting. Let us get back into this, shall we? We are here at Foggy's. We are trying to finish off the mines, or the tunnel, I should say, the tunnel. It may have been a mine at one point, but it's definitely a tunnel to get to Gale Rocks, just to help us spend less time getting to Gale Rocks when we need to be there. However, there's a little bit of undead in the process. Darn undead. Darn them. So yes. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we only need a little bit of nourishment. I'm just gonna grab some wild plants. Oh, can't do that in Foggy's. Have to do it outside of Foggy's. That's a weird thing. But I guess we're technically speaking in a conversation with Foggy. So questions about the peninsula. Need to buy something. Nope, don't need to buy something. Have no money. Can sell things? Nope, have nothing to sell. Okay, let's try to do Green Mountain. Ooh, look at this. Hey, Lady Ahiru. Nice of you to join us. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you coming. So, welcome. Yeah, we're playing Roadwarden, and we are learning about the tribe of the Green Mountain in this moment. So, thank you for joining us. Let's see here. What does Foggy say? She says, she looks at you in silence and suddenly bursts into laughter. Was it me who told you about the tribe of the Green Mountain? Shameful. Her shaking chest is like a running beast. Oh, love, they won't be happy to see you. They live in a cave, far from here, on the mountainside in the far east. They try to stay away from what happens in the lowlands, but they don't even want to trade with us anymore, not since... She waves her hand. Since almost a decade, I'd say. When you ask her why their presence is such a secret, she scratches her knee. It's their will, and we seek no conflict with their weird shamans. They know of the monks from the monastery, and they're afraid of what they'll face once the Unites arrived. You know what the church does to pagans. Both of these words are dripping with disgust. If you have to bother them, ride south to the old bridge, then turn east. Until you reach a game trail, just stay on the northern side of the brook, and be sure you can get through the thicket somehow. That is the only place, the only thing that we have found on where they're located. So, yay! I think that opens up a new place to go on the map. Thanks. All right, it is time for me to get out of here. Oh, it's on your wish list. It's so good. So we are fully in the middle of this game. I would say that we're in the second half of this game already. This is not early days for us. This is late days for us, but we still have a ton of quests. So we've started a good bunch of finished quests, but like we still have a ton of quests to finish. Of which these first 3 we've had since the very, very beginning. So there's a lot of content in this game. It's I believe Steam says it's about 30 hours long, and we've been at it for a while just because I let my chat help me make decisions in this game. We are all about the choose your own adventure aspect here in my channel so far. That may change, who knows, but for the time being, chat helps me vote what we'll do. So I am, however, going to get my health up a little bit. We are now far a little bit more nourished. So we have full vitality finally. Yay! We took some pretty hard hits by not getting to shelter before nightfall, and now we have eaten all the foods, so we are very full, which will help us. We could absolutely use a bath, but that's okay. We just have like normal travel clothes, so we're not all that pretty. But we have been working on this tunnel, the old tunnel up here, because we have to take a detour to get to Gale Rocks. But we do have things to do at this bridge, so it looks like there may be another path off this way over here. We're just trying to finish up some quests. We keep running into more quests. We've become involved in what White Marshes is doing quite a bit more. I avoided White Marshes for a little while, but yeah. So yeah, this is not the full extension of the map, but this is all the things that we have found. You start off here at Tulia's camp, and you kind of make your way around in circles. So that's how that works. I hope you don't mind spoilers, because this is gonna be full of spoilers. So yeah, we're working on the old tunnel. We have to deal with the undead. We need traps, which means we can approach the foragers again. We haven't had absolutely nothing to talk about with them for a while, and now we have something to talk about with them. They are chatting about the weather, planning the next couple of hours. You know this and that about traps. Can you teach me how to build them? Why? You're catching a hare or a stoat? When you explain what you've seen in the tunnel, Elan looks around. Oh dear, he whispers. You better look for some big traps. Ask Ephron, maybe, from Creeks. He's a real hunter. All right, thanks, guys. And now we have absolutely nothing to say to them again. So looks like we're actually headed to Creeks today. So that we can get the traps for the old tunnel. Usually I let chat decide where we'll go and what we'll finish, but I'm kind of invested in this old tunnel clear out. So we're going there. I'm making decisions. Chat knows that I abhor making decisions. They're so hard, but apparently I'm all for it these last few days. We do have more to discuss with Ela. We kind of upset him the other day, so... a group of woodcutters wave at you from the corpse growing by the river. Both the path and the yard behind the gate bears fresh bloodstains as well as claw marks. Oh dear. Secret tunnel. Exactly, Winterfairy. Secret tunnel indeed. Let us look for Ela the carpenter. He's cutting a plank into smaller slats. He waves to you with a chisel. Hey there, friend. I see you've taken a liking to our village. About the eastern path. Did you face any troubles? There was a big spider at the hunter's cabin, but it's gone now. He observes your cheeks and hands, then smiles. I'm glad to see you're fine, friend. How's the cabin doing? You answer him a few times, and he stretches his arms, then puts his hands on the back of his head. His eyes are absent, so it will be an easy restoration. Maybe a few logs to swap, and the roof won't do much good anymore. It takes your pronounced grunt for him to blink a few times and raise the lid of the case. One for the news. He puts the first dragon on the table top, then another one next to it, and this one for taking care of the beast. So here is our very first decision for chat to make in the game. We could say it's not a fair price, but I let it go and say thanks a lot, because Ela is our friend. Or we could say, come on, Ela, I could have died in this trap. One or two, chat. Thanks or died. Numbers or keywords, those are what you put in chat, and I will go with the consensus. We currently have 4 viewers, so if 2 to 3 of you weigh in, then I'll know what to do. If there happens to be a tie for some crazy reason, I will have to make the vote myself. But we all know how much I hate doing that. So Chat, please tell me true. What is it that I will do? Is it not a fair price, but thanks a lot? Or will I say, come on, Hila, it was dangerous and I almost died? Trav says, thanks a lot. It's basically free money anyway. That is what the vote has started with. The one has the vote currently. What does the rest of chat think? Looks like we have a lot of lurkers today. That's fantastic. Love you, lurkers. Absolutely. Well, I guess we're going with one. Good job, Trav. You won the vote. It's not a fair price, but I let it go. Thanks a lot. Good to see you won't idle around, Roadwarden. So the brick ford leading to the heart of the woods won't support wagons and carts. I should take care of the swarm of bugs that crawl in the watchtower. I took a look at the dolmen in the south. It's safe. He keeps sculpting wood and asks you about the size and the entrance of the chapel. I've heard it's small, but not that small. Not enough for a group, but maybe a lone traveler without a mount. He looks at you with a smile. Pick a dragon bone from the case, will you? I don't want to stop now. You reach towards the ugly head of a hydra. So, I could just grab a single coin as asked, or if he's not looking, nah, he'll know. One or two, chat. What shall we do? I'm leaving it up to you. Rhyme intended. Winterfairy starts off the vote with 2. Nah, he'll know. Trav says 1. Just take 1. Seriously, such petty theft is not worth the consequences. Technically speaking, it's not petty theft. We're just thinking about it. We're just thinking about it. Anybody else want to weigh in? I guess I will be making the decision. We know that we are honest can be. Literally in our character sheet, we have never lied in our lives. Like, they don't even say none anymore. Hey, look, we have slight gambling experience now. That's fantastic. But yeah, we have never, ever, ever lied in our lives. So I'm just going to grab a coin. Well, friend, thanks to your tales, the hunters and foragers feel more confident about the meadows from here to Foggy's, and even beyond. When you have a day to spare, come here any morning, ask our tribe's folk about a job for a Roadwarden, unless it rains. You'll get 2 dragons and enough stew to fill your belly for a day of patrolling the roads and assisting us in our wagons. So the things you are meant to do anyway. Maybe. Cool. I just remember to come with a healthy shell. It won't be a stroll. I encountered a fallen tree in the far south. You describe its exact location. I guess it was unavoidable for this to happen at some point or another. Too bad it's so far away from here. Stops his work and turns to you. So, would you like to help us with that, friend? You ask what he proposes, and he describes what he calls a day of honest work. Just come to me someday in the early hours. I still need to discuss this with the tribe, but I'll ask the stronger folks to travel with you to the tree. They'll agree if they feel like the roads can be trusted. Split it into blocks, get it on wagons, bring it here. It won't go to waste, and the road will be cleared. When you mention it's going to take an entire day, he agrees, and you'll get 5 dragon bones for it. Just come to me when you're healthy, and only if you already know what's on the route from here to that point. We'll put a lot of trust into your guidance and protection, Sauron. So, our answer could be, so you want me to get to know the entire route, make sure it's safe enough for your tribe to follow it, and come here in the morning, but only if I can handle the journey. Quite a list, but fine, we'll see. Or, I'm not going to waste an entire day on a dangerous journey just to see how your tribe beats a trunk. You can do that on your own once the spring comes and the roads get safer. Nice or mean? Nice or mean? 1 or 2? What do you think, chat? What shall we do? Winter Fairy says, let's be nice. I agree. Does Trav agree? We really should already know these things. He's just making sure that we do. It's not an extra free job to do. It's what we've been doing all along. Yeah, no, I agree. We're just going to be nice about it. But, like, reinstating what we need is also, like, ensuring that we are clear on what we need to do. Oh, no worries, Lady Haru. Please continue to grout. I am more than happy to have lurkers just lurking. Chat participation is absolutely optional. Absolutely. I'm just happy that you're here. Like, welcome. Thank you for coming in. It's been a while since we've said hi, so yay. But yeah, please mosaic that balcony. Make it beautiful. Absolutely. No worries. If I encourage the vote, it's just because I like to. I am playing this game on a stream so that I can play this game with my friends, like you guys. So, but the voting is always optional. I have a couple of my regulars. They help out. No risk, no reward. I don't think it'll be a disaster. We've actually been down that road. I can show you. So we are currently Creeks. This is where the tree is. We've been through here. There's not really much in the way except for maybe the occasional wild animal, which, as a road warden, we are actually fairly well equipped to deal with. A large group is not likely going to be attacked just because safety in numbers. Like, that's works in real life. It also works in the game. So honestly, that bit of, hey, make sure you know the way and whether or not it's is cleared and stuff, is mainly for if you gain this much trust in Creeks early on and you have not been down the eastern path. That's literally all it's about. So we're good. But I let my chat vote and we've decided to be nice. So we're going to be nice. Yeah. Every settlement that you end up, you do have to do jobs or quests or little things for them before they trust you enough to give you other quests. So we have not necessarily spent all the time in the world in Creeks, so we're still opening up like some of their later like trusted quests, which is why we just got the ability to like do jobs around the town, well, the village, through this. So that's all it is. He thinks about your words, then reaches for his case. You're right, that's a lot. I can't help you much, but at least you deserve 1 bone right away for bringing me the message. Maybe buy some rations for it or a good rest. Actually, we also need at least 1 day to prepare ourselves. Thanks. So they can't even be ready for it till tomorrow. All right, so that's all we have to say to him about those things. I was wondering about Ephron, which is his brother, by the way. Ephron the Hunter is his brother. He slowly starts to speak, making sure his tribesfolk don't eavesdrop. His soul is clouded. He thinks we have no right to waste what the dead have sacrificed for our sake, and that we disrespect them by staying weak. But all of it is just a cloak that hides him. He cares not about respect, but about his guilt. It takes a bit of convincing before he explains what he means by that. Our father died from claws, our mother from a bad birth. We used to have 5 brothers and sisters, all of them dead now. Some maybe could have been saved, but not all, and surely not by being stronger. Yet Ephron keeps thinking he had every opportunity to fix the tragedies, and he's to blame for letting them down. Him and I both. He falls silent. But at least I put my shame to use. He reaches for his tools again. We already have everything that we need. A beautiful home, enough food, fewer beasts than ever. It's going to be a rough lifetime for us. He takes a swing. But our kids will be fine. Aw. Let's say you would need to place some traps in an old tunnel. Do I look like someone who crawls through tunnels? He smiles and pats his stomach. You want Ephron. He catches everything that doesn't fly or swim. So have you ever met the tribe of the Green Mountain? The chisel falls out of his hand. When he reaches for it, he looks around, making sure there's no one around. Not really. When I was a kid, I saw the older tribesfolk speaking with them in the old speech, I think. They aren't around anymore, but I've heard we owe them a lot. Cool. Well, I will see you later. It is early. I could do work and make more money. But I'm gonna catch a quick bath, actually. With the calming sounds of the waterfall around you, you observe the stream, as clean as a spring. The oak ash soap, the teeth set, and the perfume you own can help you get much cleaner. Whapa. There are no fish or plants to bother you, and your feet find mud among the not always smooth pebbles. The water reaches above your waist, allowing you to have some fun and wash every spot of your shell. Thanks to the gentle flow, you are able to remove the mud stains from your clothes and boots. Alright, we look a lot better now. Let's go talk to Ephron. You find him sitting at the main square using one of the log-made tables to fix his club by swapping one of the broken obsidian blades with a new one. As you get closer, he spares you a polite smile. Good to see you in one piece, traveler. What sort of traps would you put in an old tunnel? Depends, he draws. Got anyone to help you? And start with taking a good look around. Find some sticks, tools, maybe beast tusks this long. He shows the span with his fingers. Or bigger. What's your catch? You mention the skeletons, and he scratches the side of his hat, grunting. Then, a bit fast, Put something fast too, but firm, but hitting right away. But camouflaged, but... He sees your frown and straightens up. Well, let's say you can find any wood. Put deadfalls where you can gather hard things to drop, maybe above doors, and whip traps behind turns and corners. But these take a lot of work. Foothold traps are easier to make, but if the tunnel is rocky... Oh, lazy spirits, just come with me. You take a short walk in the woods, and he shows you a few spots with traps for animal feet, made of short slats surrounding camouflaged holes, and tells you how to place some larger traps without having trees around. You head back to the village, and you repeat his instructions. I would ask him about the hunters, but we have not found enough of the missing hunters to do anything about that particular quest, so we're not going to go into that. So I walk away. Have good hunting. Old Haba. Nope. Nothing there that we can talk to her about. Probably because we haven't bought anything from her. We could, but we don't have that much money. So let's make money, shall we? Hey chat, make money or leave? Make money or leave? You tell me. The villagers need to deliver a few barrels to Foggy and stay around for a few hours to set up traps and repair a collapsed part of the palisade. This task will take you an entire day and make it dangerous. But we will make some coin. Winter Fairy starts off the vote with make money. So 1 or 2, make money or don't. The vote is currently with money. Trav says, go for it. We're in great shape. All right, let's get some... Let's work. Let's work. It's gonna take us a lot of time, but that's okay. For most of the time, you stay safe, but at one point, you find yourself evading a pack of predators, and your clothes are now soaked in sweat. Well, we can go take a bath. Let us approach the shallow creek and jump into the stream again for some, well, needed. But we're like in super great shape outside of that. All right. It is kind of later in the day. Let's travel. Can we make it here? We can make it to the abandoned watchtower and clear out all the bugs. They need a day to set up for things anyway. Or we could just go to Foggy's and stay the night again. Or we go to the stone bridge and check things out. But I kind of want to clear up the bugs and then do the stone bridge in the morning. What do you guys think? We could even like check on our fish trap as well while we're down here. So the vote is Foggy's or the tower. Foggy's or the tower. Winter Fairy says the tower. Trav says Foggy's. All right. Well, I guess this means that the vote is up to me. We do need to get back to Creeks in early enough in the day to go down to the fallen tree, but I kind of want to fuss around in this area just a tiny bit. And then, like, sleep at Foggy's and go back to Creeks in the morning. Just because we've got a few bits and pieces to do. And we've got time to do it in. Still have not figured out what to do with the statue of a woman. Should probably figure that out at some point. Nope, I'm going for the tower. I'm gonna do some stuff on the way. I'm full of decisions today. Sorry, Awkward would be so proud. Gonna forage just because. There we go. Now we must get here, like, immediately. For those of you who are not subscribed to my channel, you have an ad starting in a little less than a minute, so be warned. The watchtower is blending in with the wilderness slowly. For a moment, you think that the gate's position has changed since the last visit, but once you get closer, you're sure there are no fresh tracks. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh my. Let's enter the tower. You're at the ground floor of the watchtower. Dozens of little creatures run away from the new source of light. I should spread the bug repellent around. At least they won't bother me in my sleep. You open the jar, releasing the pleasant herbal sweetness. You take a stick and use it like a brush, spreading the ointment near the larger pieces of furniture, under which you'd expect to find the colonies of worms and insects. You also put it on the top of and inside the pallets, as well as around the windows, under the door, and in the corners. The remaining balm finds its place in a couple of holes that you spotted between the bricks. In less than half an hour, you already see roaches that either lie still or kick their legs desperately while on their back. I put the empty jar on a table. Maybe something will fly into it. You're on the ground floor of the watchtower. It's weirdly quiet here, and you see almost no movement. Look at that. We have made the tower habitable again. Oh, it's been so awful sleeping here. So our sleep tonight should be way, way better. Look, we can actually get good sleep. The pallet is far from fresh, but with your cape, it's going to be soft. The thick walls will protect you from the wind and monsters. With Astron's cloak, you could fall into a long, deep sleep. Yay! Yay. We'll be hungry and not quite as clean, but it'll be okay. Your sleep gets distorted by the foul smell coming from your bundles. The raw fish meat is now rotting. Its state will get worse with every day, but even now you struggle to imagine what you could that you could continue your journey with this smell around. Aw, man, we should have sold it. Whoops. I throw it somewhere where it won't bother anyone and get back to sleep. We forgot about the fish. Oopsie daisies. All right. We could have cooked it at the campfire spot too. Darn it. Missed opportunities all around. This is what we get. You wake up in silence, barely hearing the wind outside the tower walls. You gather your things and climb down to where Soda Pop is napping. You walk it outside, allowing it to graze on the grass for half an hour. You place all your writing equipment on it and check your belongings. Thankfully, you find no signs of bugs. Yay! Okay, that is all we need to do there. I'm gonna hit up a couple of places along the way and go back to Foggy's, I think. We should probably stop in at Eusidosia's. Because we will get paid. And other things. The meadow is so quiet it makes you slow down. You touch the cold shell. The monster's eyes glow red. Go inside, I'll be with you soon. The stone creature lets you in. So we enter the yard. Eudosia closes the door behind her. You're back. The roads around the watchtower are in terrible shape. Why don't your golems look after them? Why would I bother? You expect her to continue, but her question is earnest. The paths are getting overgrown. Soon, getting to the other villages will be close to impossible. She twirls her hair, looking in the direction of the tower. It may be for the better, she starts listlessly, then shakes her head gently. You may be right. I hoped the trail would take care of itself, with traders and all, but the years are getting emptier. Still, I need my workers to seek food and to guard my walls. She speaks mostly to herself. I could bring you some rations in return. She observes your boots, then crosses her arms. The more bronze rods there are spread across the peninsula, the easier it is for me to send my golems into the woods. For now, let's say 20 rations. I guess gentler roads will get me more food anyway, so I don't need ye to bring me any barrels. I can't afford it, but I'll think about it. Hello! Crystalmancer, welcome back. Welcome back. Glad you could join us. Surely you filled some arrows with Numa before. Any ideas where this is from? I show her the one that I found near the fallen tree. Why? Are you tracing a murderer? She smirks, but then grabs the arrow and takes a quick look. Black and orange. I don't know much about wood, but I recognize these feathers. The people of Gale Rocks breed such pheasants. She gives it back. It's in the far north, close to the coast. We know where it is. I bring news of your parents. She takes a deep breath. Tell me. All right, chat. How are we going to tell her about her parents' death? Oh, Crystalmancer, thank you. Thank you for the bits. I deserve this? Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. That is a generous gift. I appreciate you. And welcome to being first. You have pushed I count from 0 into second place. Congratulations. But anyways, back to the vote at hand. 1, 2, or 3. I'm afraid they didn't make it is 1. I'm so sorry, Eudosia is 2, and they're gone is 3. 1, 2, or 3. Afraid, sorry, or gone. You guys tell me keywords or numbers. I will take either. The vote has started with Trav. 2, it's bad news. She's half expecting it. There's no need to be callous about it. Winter Fairy also agrees, which means the 2s are in the lead. Anyone is welcome to join in on the vote. Voting is, of course, optional. You are welcome to lurk if you love. If you just want to hear us make the votes and read the story. But yes, thank you so much. Crystal Mancer, for joining us. The twos are in the lead. One plus one equals two. Yes, the twos have it. I'm so sorry, Eudocia. Eudocia. She closes her eyes. Her voice becomes absent. Back to trade then. I'm going to lower the price of my spirit rocks for ye. By 2 dragons. I think that's fair. She opens her gray eyes and you notice the tears. Her voice is shaking. I need a moment. So, we could say definitely I'll brush my horse and just give her some time while we stand here. We could say it's time for me to leave, I'll see you later. Or we could force her to continue talking even when she's in a great deal of emotional upset. 1, 2, or 3 chat. We do actually have the rods quest to turn in. We've placed all the rods. So that's the only thing we really have to talk to her about, except for maybe check out the store and see what we can buy that we need. So 1, 2, or 3 chat, what will it be? I depend on you guys to tell me. The rhyming is intended. 1 is horse, 2 is leave, 3 is questions. 1, 2, or 3. Trav says either 1 or 2. Personally, I'd rather do 2. We can come back later, but if we really, really want the money, we can give her a few minutes rather than the rest of the day. We probably should have done the business first, but oh well. What does the rest of chat think? 1, 2, or 3? Horse, leave, or questions? Winterfairy also says 2. So the 2s are currently in the lead. We will just go away and come back later. With Crystal Mancer's vote, the 2s have it. All right. We will be very generous for her grief and see her another time. It's time for me to leave. I'll see you later. She nods and returns to her house. You climb into the saddle and ride away. Oh, the heartbreak. She's such a sweet lady. And it kicks us back out to the watchtower. Perfect. The watchtower is blending with the wilderness slowly. The wind is chilly, strong enough to sway the shrubs and trees. You're surrounded with the fresh scent of needles and plant litter. Ooh, lovely. All right. Let us head up to the old bridge then. We've got business there. And there's a boat. Interesting. With no trees or crags blocking the sun, the road is bright and inviting. The simple bridge is centuries old, bitten by time. It makes you think of the dolmen you saw south of here. The torrent here is deep and fast, with plenty of fish. The boat is destroyed beyond repair, rotten, falling to pieces, with holes in the floor and on the sides, overgrown with fungi and moss. The thick shrubs lining the path are covered with thorns. Small birds are jumping from one twig to another, pecking at the brown berries. You think about picking some of the fruits, but you're not sure if they're edible. Let's wash ourselves in the river. Cool. Great. Fantastic. You undress, keeping your axe at hand, and check the water with your hand. It's as warm as it is clean. You step in, hearing your mount's fearful snort. You tell it to quench its thirst, but then a harsh bite reaches your calf. You look down. Another wave of pain runs through your legs, and your blood flows downstream. In a panic, you climb back out, grabbing a clump of grass. A fish is still holding your thigh. You pull it and squeeze with anger. Its mouth is filled with thin, inch-long teeth. You need a bandage. Ow. Do we throw it back into the water, or do we cast it into the bushes and make it suffocate? With a reminder that we are a pagan, of which we have strong connections with nature and spirits. So 1 or 2, throw or bushes. 2, it can replace the rotting ones. We already threw out the rotting ones. 1. Yeah, that's fair. We throw it back. It didn't know better. So actually, the vote currently starts with 1. Throw it back. What does the rest of chat think? Winter Fairy agrees. Throw it back. The ones are in the lead. Do, 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 do. I'd say bushes normally, but since you're pagan, well, Sauron the Roadwarden is pagan. I am personally in between organized religions. But yes, we will throw it back into the water and save a fish. Soda Pop peacefully chews the grass, enjoying the sun on its back, ready to take a nap. All right. Well, we've gotten a little bit hurt and we are slightly hungry, but we're okay. We're okay. I'm gonna look for the purse of the woman from White Marshes because that's why we came here. You kneel on the grass and look into the darkness. Among the cobwebs and bugs, you spot an old piece of fabric pinned under a rock. You pull it out and find a rotting, torn pouch that contains a single dragon bone. You make sure you hadn't missed the other ones in the dirt, but if they ever existed, they have rolled down and sunk for good. Aw. I throw the pouch away and stand up. Soda Pop peacefully chews the grass, enjoying the sun on its back, ready to take a nap. It's the spot from where I can move east to the tribe of the Green Mountain. We could do this or we could travel back north. We've kind of gotten sidetracked. Yeah, no option to eat it. Sad. I didn't go check the fish trap either. Oh well. It's fine. So we could attempt to go east or we could go back north. East is 1, north is 2. Chat, you know what to do. Tell me true. What is it that we should do? I know, my rhyming is terrible, but it's what I do. I don't know why I do it. It's just fun for me, I guess. One is east and 2 is north. Winter Fairy wants to go to the east. Let's go get sidetracked. Woohoo! We have yet to find Sauron. That is the truth. Crystalmancer also says east. The easts are winning currently. The easts are in the lead. What do you think, Trav? East, let's go fight Sauron. Nice reference. Yeah, one of the other members of my channel actually named my Roadwarden Sauron. So yeah, as it's a reference to the to those books, just because. All right, Trav, no worries. We're apparently headed east. Do. You don't see any easy way to move east. If there's any path you could take, it's completely overgrown. The thorny bushes won't allow you to move without harm, and even if you could, you wouldn't leave Soda Pop behind. We can't enter the water because the fish are going to kill us. It would take a couple of hours, but I cut down the bushes with my axe, making a path for Soda Pop and me, or I can't handle this right now. This is where the withering plant potion that a certain druid sells is useful. This is where the potion for that is useful. We don't quite have enough. dragon coins to afford that at the moment, but yeah, we could either take time or we could wait till later. I actually believe that I'm going to wait till later on this because we need to go back north. We have a tunnel to clear out. I just wanted to see what it would do. So we know that this is here. I'm going to go quickly, like, waste time and check this fish trap. I know, I know, I know. I should have done it earlier, but I didn't because I'm a silly, silly person. Um, the water is peaceful, but gathers plenty of busy insects. Some of the croaking frogs jump away from your palfrey's hooves and hide under the surface of the river. This I think we can actually get clean. So we'll get clean, and now we feel a lot better. Um, hold on. Do we need to repair this? No. Do we need to repair our clothes? No. Okay, cool. That's what I was looking. Fish trap. Have you had luck? We've caught a fish. This time we should probably like trade it or eat it. You pull the rope and see a flopping fish inside. You prepare your axe, then open the lid and reach for your catch. You stun the animal with 2 careful blows on the top of its head, then finish it off with a knife, cutting it underneath the gill plate. You spend another minute or two bleeding out the fish in the river, then cover it with waxed linen sheet. You should eat it soon before it spoils. I'm going to take the fish trap back this time. I'm going to put it more north in a moment. So it's time to travel again. We're going to travel to this woman and set the trap here. The brook carries down leaves and branches from the hills, sending them into the lake. The statue is left to itself, its purpose forgotten. I spend some time setting up the fish trap at the bank. You place the basket on the ground, then grab a bowl and start digging, looking for a few larger worms. You bait the stick and push it inside the basket, locking it between the sides. Then cover the entrance with the lid. Tying it together takes you a few good moments, but it will be easier later on. You attach the entire trap to the tree and place it in the brook, moving it around to make sure it stays in place. Who knows how long it will take before something large enough swims inside. Still, it would be better to not wait for too long, otherwise the prey may die of hunger. I'm also going to spend some time cutting down the bushes and twigs so that we can see the statue. You tether Soda Pop to the tree, letting it choose between drinking, grazing, and napping. You prepare your equipment, keeping an eye on the bush where you saw the rabbit's last moments. You use your weight to move the plants to one side, then cut right above the ground. The stems are healthy and flexible, so getting through them is rough, but you have enough strength to deal with them in a couple of minutes. Then throw them into the lake. The work goes on for a bit, but once you're done, the statue stands in its former glory. A couple of old offerings are still on the pedestal: polished rocks, bone figurines, and moldy bowls and plates that used to store food. In one vessel, you see a dragon bone. It's dark and could be older than a generation, but it would surely be accepted by any merchant. So, do we leave the coin there, or do we pick it up? One or two, leave or pick. Chat, tell me, what shall we do? We're okay on food. We'll eat at Foggy's. I'm not worried about the food right now. Crystal starts off the vote with 1. Leave it there. Winter Fairy agrees. Sorry, awkward. Welcome in. We missed you. 2. If we don't take it, someone else will. Trav says 1. Let's not cause trouble. It's only 1 coin. The supernatural is real. Well, the ones have won this round. Sorry, awkward. So you can't tie it to make me make the decision. And also, I would have left the coin there anyway because yeah, that's just very rude. Yeah. We return to Soda Pop. I could decide I don't care anymore and take the coin. Interesting. Well, we'll leave this be. Time to travel. How much time do we have left in the day? We have 4 hours. All right. It's only an hour and 45 minutes to get there and then back again. Yeah, we've got plenty of time. I'm gonna go foraging. Oh, no. There's nothing here to forage yet. Okay. A fresh mold covers the abandoned cart, and as you get closer to it, a small mouse springs out of one of the boxes, disappearing between the blades of grass. While there are many edible plants in sight, they aren't yet ready for picking. Okay. To the Foggies! Nice of you to join us, Awkward. We always miss you when you're not here. You're one of my regulars. We appreciate you being in the chat. The grass in the animal pen has managed to grow back a bit, which your mount welcomes with droopy, relaxed ears. There are no new wares near the cart, either recently left here. There are new wares near the cart, either recently left here or prepared to be taken away. The tavern staff stops their discussion by a basket to welcome your arrival. Cool. I enter. The room has been recently aired out. Foggy is standing in the middle of the room, lost in her thoughts. She welcomes you with a stentorian, cheerful shout. Hello, love! Good to see you in one piece. I would like to eat. She stretches out her arm and grabs a bowl. Give me a moment. You sit down at a clean table. After a moment, the keeper brings you some monster meat you can't identify, a couple of apples, and a cup of birch sap. It's already late, so you devour everything that's in front of you. Foggy mentions that you've already paid for another 2 meals. Do we have anything to sell? Nope. Do we have anything to buy? No, we're pretty good on meals. Do we have any other questions about the peninsula? I don't think so. It is time to sleep. We will do a sleep. Boop. Listening to the grunts of the annoyed soda pop makes you feel uneasy, but at least the furs covering the floor are helping you relax. You don't even notice when it's already morning, and while the smell coming from the lower floor is not inviting, at least it's not you who has to take care of it. Foggy smiles at you. Anything else? Oh, I'd like to eat again. Heck yeah. I like eating at Foggy's. Let's see here. She brings roasted badger meat with mushroom sauce and a bowl of simple cabbage soup. Nice. Once you're done, Foggy packs the leftovers for you as a snack for the rest of the day and mentions that you've already got one more meal. Cool. All right, perfect. It is time for us to go. We will be snacking. Nom nom nom. And then we have to run off to Creeks. To Creeks. Before day 24. While you cross the bridge, you pass the same group that you saw on the first day you arrived at this place, once again gathered at the creek and scantily clad. Their smiles are inviting, and after you look at them, one of the women invites you with a hand wave. Do we accept the invitation and head to the creek, guys? Do we enjoy some spicy time? It is day 24. Is it just not early enough? I don't know how to get here any earlier. That's the problem. So chat, spicy time or no spicy time? 1 or 2. 1 is spicy time. 2 is no spicy time. What will we do, chat? What will we do? Winterfairy says 1. Spicy time. What does the rest of chat think? Well, enjoy your nap, Crystal Mancer. You are always welcome to lurk. Happy to have you, anyways. I hope the nap is restful, and thank you for the compliment. I like my voice too, so you know. Trav says 4. Man, we can get friendly. Might even be clean at the end of it. Yeah, we might just get a little bit cleaner, just a bit. Time for spice, says, sorry, awkward. It looks like spicy time it is. I accept the invitation to head to the creek. The group of young people at the bridge are still preparing to enter the creek and are currently whispering to each other and giving you looks. Some of them are naked, others keep half clothed with pants or a shirt, more to avoid the gusts of wind than anyone's eyes. Soshi, who plays with her massive axe, speaks first. How about a little help? It's not easy to scratch one's own back. So, I'd love some company, or you have enough hands already. I want to wash myself and hit the road. Yay or nay, chat? 1 or 2. Yay or nay? Please, chat, tell me, what shall we do? You guys voted for spicy time, so I'm assuming the ones will win, but I never know. My chat, I never know. Rule 1, never be a dick. Good advice, Trav. Good advice. The ones have won the vote, like, immediately. I'd love some company. The 7 souls encourage you to strip, but don't wait for you. The splashes are followed both by chuckling and grumbling about the cold water, and once you join the others, you're neither ignored nor at the center of attention. Playful nudges and submerging are indeed accompanied by helping each other with washing hard-to-reach spots, and you find that the locals have surprisingly strong arms, proving that they have many days of hard labor behind them. After a few active minutes, 2 male lovers compete against one another by swimming with and against the flow, comparting their speed. The others spread along the banks, chatting about this and that. In a moment of silence, you decide to direct the topic slightly. So, we've got questions we can ask. Ooh. I do not know if we can ask all of them or only one of them. Maybe Sorry Awkward can give us a hint on that. But the questions are... So how do you feel about creeks? Do you enjoy living here? The water here is so lovely. How are your days? Any news? Or what do you do around here when you have a free day? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Living, water, news, free day. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Trav says 2. Obviously, they enjoy living here. May as well start an open conversation. That's fair. For my non-subscribers, you have less than a minute before you are going to get hit by an ad. My apologies for the ads, but this be the way we make the monies. Winter Fairy agrees with 2 as well. Sorry Awkward says 3. Should be able to ask all of them, though. Cool. Thank you, Sorry Awkward, for the hint. The 2s have won the vote. So, the water is so lovely. The laziness of your observation instantly fills the air. A short woman with wavy hair, which she keeps dry like an ornament, closes her eyes and tilts her head back, resting it on the grass. Aye, and the weather is never too harsh, though once the snows fall, even Foggy has to move back in. We spend winters in our house of gatherings, burning wood and killing time. A few more good moments go by like this. It's a good land, even if a small one, concludes Soshi. After a quiet moment, a short blonde male speaks to you gently. We weren't sure you'd be willing to spend time with such ribald folk. He's instantly interrupted by the others, who start to argue which one of them is more indecent. He then carries on. Aren't the city folk taught to be of humble gaze and silent breath, like that missionary told us? Ooh. We have 3 options to answer. Oh, the city folk are prudes. People go to small bathhouses and pay for their privacy. It's impolite to glance at a naked stranger, is 1. 2. After the invasion, people had to share their space and are now used to bathing in large numbers in the river or at a common bathhouse. There isn't much touching, though. Or 3. I smile. You'd be surprised how many naked shells one may see in the city and touch. Oh my. So, 1, 2, or 3. Prude, invasion, or oh my. Those are the key words. 1, 2, or 3. What shall it be? Chat, you please tell me. Decisions are hard. Winter Fairy starts off the vote with 2. Trav agrees. Yeah, but then we had to be practical about things, so we ignored a lot. Long skirts, but communal bathing. It's all weird. Exactly. Exactly, Trav. Sounds so very American, actually. Welcome back, non-subscribers. The vote is currently 1, 2, or 3. Prude, invasion, or oh my. Feel free to weigh in. The 2s are currently in the lead. Sorry, Awkward says 2 as well. So the 2s have won. Congratulations. After the invasion, people had to share their space and are now used to bathing in large numbers in the river or at the common bathhouse. There isn't much touching, though. Poor thing, says Soshi. Touching is the best part. During the next few minutes, the young people have no issue hugging or grabbing one another in ways that would be scandalous in the city. But here are so casual that they feel more playful than sexual, even though there are no clothes at hand. Once the discussion slows down again, the group looks at each other, and the skinny man with the long limbs is the first one to speak. A round of dice? He gets out without waiting for an answer, and others follow suit. But what do we wager? Asks a brown-skinned woman with short hair. Apples? You follow them to the grass, and it seems that, like the others, aren't even thinking of gathering their clothes. Seeing how quickly the dice find their way from a bag to the wide, short tree stump, you realize it's not as much a spontaneous invitation as part of an old ritual. So, are we going to join the gambling? We have slight, I do mention slight gambling skill these days. So we could say, I do have some fruits and veggies, let's play. I'll add some dried meat to the pile. I take a confident posture. Apples are fine, but if you can win, I'll give you a dragon bone. Or, no need for a wager, let's play for fun. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Fruits, meat, dragon bone, or fun? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Tell me, chat, tell me true, what it is that we will do. Sorry, Awkward says, gambling! But he started the vote with 1. Winter Fairy says 4. Let's play just for fun. I have a vote for 1 and a vote for 4. What does the rest of chat want to do? Oh, sorry. Trav, I missed yours. 1. Why not? And it's disposable too. So actually, the 1s are in the lead. Just gonna take a quick drink before I give the 1s their win. Oh no, Crystalmancer is avoiding their nap and tying it. I have to pick? Really? I have to pick? You guys, feel guilty. Never let me pick. It's a terrible thing when I do. I should just add the dragon bone in. That's what I should do. I should show you guys what. No, I'm gonna side with the ones. Sorry, I'm gonna side with the ones. We have the fruits and veg. Let's play the way they do. Let's join in the fun. Yes! The skinny man adds your share to the prize pool, but the greens count as half. In his bag, you indeed see mostly pears, plums, and other fruits. You look at the light dancing on everyone's skin, but also their hair, now shaken by the wind. The way the grass touches your own backside is a bit distracting. The group is mostly glancing at each other or gossiping, without paying much attention to the game. Soshi once again holds her axe and looks at all of you while humming a peaceful tune. The rules are similar to those of the game you played in Pelt of the North, but this time 6 people can play at once, and the bone dice are cubes with 6 dotted faces instead of 4. Every time someone wins a round, they get a point, and the person with the most points at the end of the game wins all the coins. Well, the food, I guess. So, do we stay focused, doing our best to win? Do we try to learn as much about the game as we can? Or do we try to get to know them better and flirt a bit? 1, 2, or 3. Win, learn, or flirt. What shall it be? Chat, please, please do. Tell me what we are doing. Winter Fairy says 1. Win. Crystal Mancer says 3. Flirt. I have a vote for 1 and a vote for 3. What does the rest of chat want to do? Want the vote to be? Sorry, Awkward, this is your opportunity to vote for 2 and tie it anyway. I know how you are. Trav did it instead. Let's learn how to play this. Could be useful later, but it may be that this is just an excuse to be social, so 3's okay. You guys making me choose. Really? Really? Look, I was making decisions already today. I have been doing decisions left and right and center. Why are you guys making it difficult now? Feel guilt. Feel guilt. Don't actually feel guilt. I'm just teasing you guys. All right. I guess it's left up to me. I'm a flirt. Let's flirt. Let's do it. We lost a bunch of wild plants. Ah, well. Aside from the skinny coordinator of the game, who finally wins it, no one else tries to keep track of points or discuss the strategy. Hands throw dice, push the cups, and return to either resting on the grass or holding a nearby person, including you. You hear their names, but you'd need some time to memorize all of them at once. The skinny man tries to learn more about the trees, hoping to be a forest gardener. So she claims to be the fastest axe thrower in the village, and announces this with a quiet song. The short one with the wavy hair used to study herbs in Howler's Dell, but came here to move away from the druid's strict looks. The male couple both help old Hava on the farm and hope to learn enough to supervise the fields on their own. The dark-skinned woman with short hair plans to fix the houses in the palisade, and the last person, a blonde man of a tiny stature who had said almost nothing during the last hour, is proud to announce himself as the only cave explorer in Creeks. Though once asked about any interesting findings, he instantly refuses to share. Catch a soul-crushing terror in his eyes. Finally, the youths decide to get back to their tasks, and the skinny man throws you your clothes. It was nice, says the woman with an axe on her naked shoulder, as she invites you to approach with her spread arms. So, do we hug them all and prepare ourselves to leave, or is it getting a bit too intimate for us, and we smile as we grab our clothes? Hug or smile? 1 or 2? Tell me, chat, what shall we do? Winter Fairy says hug. All the hugs. Crystal Mancer also says hugs. I'm all about the hugs myself. I'm from a hugging family, so yeah, hugs. We're doing the hugs. This is Not negotiable. I would have vetoed all of y'all if you picked 2 anyway. Who doesn't like hugs? I don't know. I mean, that's not true. I do know. There are people who actually physically and psychologically cannot do hugs for medical reasons, and I feel very sad for them. But outside of those people, most people enjoy hugs, as far as I know. Not everyone, but most. While your nose catches only the freshness of the creek and a few hints of trampled grass, there's a comforting warmth in the skin and lips that touch you, a shelter from the winds. You get dressed and cross the bridge. And look, we're so clean now. It's great. Well, we can't do this. That's annoying. We can't apparently travel. Interesting. He's testing a new chair which wobbles a bit too much. He waves at you with a chisel. Hi there, friend. I see you've taken a liking to our village. I mean, what's not to like? Did you face any troubles? I cleared the statue south of Foggy's place. That woman with a stick. Seeing your nod, he stops his work. What for? Maybe you can pray at it or something? It increases the chances that animals will see her as a human shell and feel threatened by it. Well, you can admire her. You can turn it into rocks. I thought you may care. Or the road is prettier now. What do we think about the statue on the road, guys? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Pray. Animals. Admire. Pretty. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Pray, animals, admire, or pretty. Chat. Tell me true. What is it that we shall do? Crystalmancer is all about the aesthetic. 4. The road is prettier now. Trav agrees. We did it because it was there. No particular reason. I did it because I had the option to do it. That's why I did it. Why Sauron did it may be different. The 4s have won the vote. It's pretty. We all about the aesthetic up in here, apparently. The road is prettier now. He bursts into laughter. I don't think merchants care much about the views, friend. The statue may fall into the lake for what I care. Do we scowl at him? Or do we smile and say, views are half the pleasures of a journey? Ooh. I like number 2. That is my opinion. I like it. But what does chat want to do? Scowl or smile? Tell me, chat. What are we doing? Winter Fairy starts off the vote with 2, smile. Crystalmancer agrees. The 2s are in the lead. Anybody else want to weigh in? Trav also says 2. More fool them. If you've got a long journey, may as well have it look nice. The alternative is just depressing. That's fair. Anyone who has traveled across the United States and gone through very boring Nebraska knows this as well. And Kansas. Basically, the middle of the US is just really boring to look at. I would much prefer a prettier view. That's what makes travel fun. And road trips. If you heard the woofing of a dog in the background, it's just Dixie letting me know that someone may in fact be close to the front door. There may be more barking in our future. Just FYI. Yes, sleep roads. Like dangerous, like you nod off. It's easier to drive across the middle of the US at night when you know there will be nothing to look at but the darkness than it is in the day when the view will put you to sleep. It's like a problem. I've done it a couple of times. It's not fun. I smile. The views are half the pleasure of a journey. He pats his stomach and looks at you with a smile. Keep up the good work, friend. We didn't even get paid for that? Lame. Did we get paid for that? No, we did not get paid for that information. The watchtower is clear and ready for new guards. That's a relief. He reaches for the case so quickly that he misestimates the distance. It falls on the ground with a clatter like a fistful of dice, and instead of collecting everything right away, he picks up 2 of the dragon bones that are rolling towards him. I need to make another one anyway, he says to himself and pays you, asking about the place. You mention the bugs, the rotten barrels, the moisture. The man nods with enthusiasm. So we can hide there at any point. We'll need to discuss it with our friends at Gale Rocks. So we could negotiate for more coins by saying, and it was quite an expensive balm, you know, the one for the bugs, and give him a meaningful look. Or we could just say, yep, it's ready for you. 1 or 2, chat. Negotiate or acquiesce. Well, let's not even use the big words. Yes, more coins or okay. More coins or okay. Those are your keywords. 1 is more coins, 2 is okay. What are we doing, chat? How do we do? Trav says 2. Nah, we did it for ourselves, so we have a good place to sleep. Others can benefit too. Whenever he says 1, get that negotiation. Crystalmancer also says 2. The 2s are in the lead. Sorry, awkward. Here's your moment to make me make choices, which you know I frown upon. But the 2s are currently in the lead. Sorry, awkward says 1. Money is nice. You did do a bit of work for it. And it's tied. I have to decide whether we negotiate the price. Now, to be fair, the ointment was 3 coins. We've already gotten 2 of the 3 back, and we technically get the option of being able to sleep there anytime we go by, and it being good for us to sleep there. Just a good stop-off place in general on the east side of things. So we kind of already essentially make our money. At the same time, getting our investment back in that jar of bug killing goo would not be a terrible idea. Ugh. Why do you guys make me vote? Decisions are hard. It's so hard. I'm just gonna have to give him a meaningful look. It would be nice to get our coins back, and we know he can afford it. It's not like we're being unreasonable. My brain flipped a coin, and I've decided negotiation. He nods without even listening, but once he notices your eyes, he sighs and reaches for another coin. I smile. All right, I got my investment back. That's all I was hoping for. I didn't want to make money off of it. I just wanted to get the amount back for the jar. It was fine. All right. We still can't do anything about this because it needs help. But we are ready to help with the fallen tree. The more I tell my tribesfolk about your good work, the more often I hear them talking about you. Well, I mean, that's how that works. Obviously. He springs up and leads you to the square. Gather folks for the wood cutting, he orders the children and waves to the adults to gain their attention. He looks at you with a smile. We have sharp axes, full stomachs, spare wheels, and you can leave your mount at a creek. Nothing like a day of grazing, napping, and shitting, aye? Without waiting for your response, he addresses the approaching souls. None of them are older than 30. I approach Soda Pop and scratch his neck. Don't worry, I'll be back soon. After a few minutes, the crowd gathers next to the bridge, organizing their simple carts and wagons that are held only by ropes, joints, and leather straps. You notice that one of them carries a pile of a few bulky sacks, so you ask Soshi with a massive axe about their contents. Just food, friend. She looks at you with excitement, moving her hips in an inaudible melody. What's on wheels, light as a feather, no need to hunt in the woods. To illustrate her point, she throws her tool into the cart next to her. So, do we pile our belongings in a wagon's corner, covering them with our heavy cloak, or just in case, do we keep our axe at our belt? 1 or 2, chat, what shall we do? I'm leaving it up to all of you. Wagon or belt? Wagon or belt? 1 or 2. Crystalmancer says 3, which is not helpful at all. There is not a third option. Trav says 2. Always stay armed. Who knows what the wildlife will do? Winterfairy says 1. Don't bog yourself down. It be heavy without your horse. I mean, that's fair. We do have 2 axes, actually. Crystalmancer rethought that third option and went with 2. Good job. So the 2s are in the lead, which means that with 4 viewers, the 2s have won the vote. Just in case, I will keep my axe at my belt. It doesn't take long for the sounds of wheels and boots to cut through the songs of birds and insects. Your loud journey is accompanied not just by the sounds of trampled and kicked rocks, but also by the conversations of the woodcutters who are spread around without many worries. You cross the thin gorge where Ephron the hunter is waiting on the side of the road. He stands still, looking around like a gate guard from the city, but once you get closer, he joins you with an excited look and light steps, shaking the wolf's head. Don't worry, friend. You may be here to protect us, but my destiny is to keep you breathing to the very end. Aw, he's such a friend. So, you seem happy to leave the village, and what happens after the end, or good? How do we respond to Ephron's excitement? 1, 2, or 3. Happy, what, or good? Happy, what, or good? 1, 2, or 3. What shall it be? Chat, please, please, please tell me. Trav says 3 works for me. That's fair. Crystalmancer says 0.2. Interesting answer. It's not an option I gave, but it is an interesting answer all the same. I do not know if you guys can hear the thunder in the background. Hopefully my internet stays stable for a little while longer, but we'll see. It's getting dark and stormy out above me. To the point where I have to turn on my lamp. Goodness. Oh, that's good. 2, just messing around. All right, so I have a vote for 3 and a vote for 2. Anybody want to be my tiebreaker? Pretty please. It's fine, Crystal. I am more than happy to have some snarky chatters. Like, don't you mind anything. I am amused more than anything at all. But I had a feeling that you were voting for 2, even with a 0.2. I do tease back, as Sorry Awkward knows. Guess I'm deciding. All right. You seem happy to leave the village. Oh, here comes the rain. Oh, I've been around. He reaches for his obsidian club and swings it left and right, trying to both move forward and demonstrate a few defensive stances. But there's always more to see, and a land as wild as this one changes with every season. You move past the tavern and head south, where you encounter Elan and Zavi, the foragers. They move through the meadows with long sticks in hand and baskets on their backs, seeing food in the meadows while also scaring away any potential snakes. Once they notice your expedition, they run up the road, where the larger man asks the others about their health and days. After a few minutes, they reach you and Ephron. You both look like a flock of vagabonds and a squad of guards, with all these axes and spears, says Elon. Weird to see you all in one place, without the walls to hide you, crude as they are. How do we respond to that? This catches my interest. The palisade isn't that bad. Or how's today's hunt going? 1 or 2, chat. Palisade or hunt? Palisade is 1, hunt is 2. Please, chat, tell me true. What is it that we shall do? Dragon! Did you finish with your stream? Welcome in, welcome in. Lovely to have you again. Trav says 1. Palisade. Crystal Mancer also says 1. So the ones are in the lead for this vote, everyone. Palisade or hunt? Awesome. I have a Canadian in my chat. I've got some Brits and a Canadian. This is awesome. I love the international flavor of my chat. Ooh, 2 Canadians. Yay. I got 2 and 2 now. It's like 2 sets. Sweet. The ones are still in the lead. Anybody else want to weigh in on the current vote? We have Palisade or Hunt as an answer to the question of weird to see you all in place without the walls to hide you, crude as you are. Crude as they are to our expeditious group going south. We're going to get a tree out of the road because it will help everyone. Well, I'm calling it. The ones have won. Congratulations, ones, for winning this by a landslide, as nobody else voted. This catches my interest. The palisade isn't that bad. Elan looks at you with an open mouth, then glances at Zavi, who simply shrugs. It rots a lot, and some creatures squeeze through the beams, especially in the back. They steal food, and this one time they took a baby. Ephron's voice is unusually tired. My brother often says he'd like to make a wall of stone, but who knows when we'll have enough to buy it. After that, the foragers speak briefly about the plans your group has for the rest of the journey, then announce it's time for them to get back home. Do we wish them a safe walk, or do we sigh and turn to Ephron? A hostile path is ahead of us. Be sure to observe the bushes. So, well-wishing or warnings? 1 is well-wishing, 2 is warnings. Chat, please tell me true. What is it that we shall do? For those of you who have not subscribed to my channel, you have an ad starting in about less than a minute. This is your minute-ish warning of the ads. Both my Canadians voted for 1 to wish them a safe walk. What does the rest of chat want to do? Trav says 2, constant vigilance. Yep. I can't fault that. You know, Mad Mooney had a point. He wasn't quite as insane as people thought of him. It's true. Whew, it's crazy out there. though. I have been joined by a Dixie. My apologies. She's a little nervous about the booming of the storm. The ones have won. The Canadians and their politeness have won. So ad is starting soon. But this is what we will do: is we will wish the foragers a safe walk. So while the ad is running, I'm going to go check on my dog because it is booming and scary and she needs some love. So please wish Dixie all the love in my chat, and we'll be right back. So Dixie is her name. Like, I can't think of a reference to Dixie offhand. It's a cute name. It's a very cute name. But yes, she's a little concerned. I have winds that are basically going horizontal right now with rain. It's not good out there, guys. I'm so glad I'm inside. But if my stream goes down, it's probably because the weather has come in. So yeah, that's why we were quiet through the ad for the non-subscribers. I've just been petting a pupper and letting her know that she is okay. She's okay. She's a good girl. Yes, she is. We love our Dixie girl. So let's get back to the game, shall we? The farther away you get from the foraging ground, the more quiet the tribe's folk grow. The hours of wayfaring are getting to your legs, and the atmosphere grows tense as some of your weaker companions are asking to be pulled on the carts for at least a few minutes. Ephron looks behind, then at you. Do you ever sing in Havlavin during work? His words are so loud that you have no doubt that the rest of the group also heard them. So, this is a moment where we can do a little bit of world building. Like earlier with the bathing scene of our spicy time, we get to decide what happens in Havlavin, the faraway big city. So, option one, we sing the songs of the sea. Sailors bring them to fishers and dockhands, and it spreads from taverns to homes. Two is we remember the tunes from before the war. The city folk find strength when they hear tales of the 10 cities. Three is our songs are a bit more tame than the ones from the villages. Some themes sound too awkward when the priests are around. Or four, no, it would slow down the laborers. One, two, three, or four. C, cities, tame, or no. The vote started with two. The old songs are the best. Winter Fairy has agreed. So the twos are currently in the lead. So one is C, two is cities, three is tame, four is no. What does the rest of chat think? The twos have it. We still remember the tunes from before the war. The city folk find strength when they hear tales of the 10 cities. It will be easier to show us than describe it. You recognize Soshi's voice. Having little breath to spare, you can't be sure your voice reaches the last row of the expedition, but you do your best to portray the Emperor Adir and the fresh pork and bread he brought to the tribes. It balances between some solemnity and playfulness and portrays a realm that has its worst days behind it. Once you're done, the tribesfolk don't say much until the woman with a big axe gets to your row and pats your back, then starts her own song that turns out to have an almost identical tune. Yet the lyrics have almost nothing in common. It's now a tale that indeed includes pork and bread, but they are just two of the many foods that are now referencing either shell parts or sexual acts. Oh my. She keeps smiling throughout the entire tune and rests her hand on your shoulder. Some of the other wayfarers either laugh or sing along, and you hear two people clapping to the rhythm. So, for a bit, we move forward with our arms around each other's backs, or without getting too awkward, I wait a moment and move away. I wonder which song is actually older. One or two chat, um, touch or awkward. One or two. Winter Fairy starts off the vote with a one. Touch, 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 touch. Trav agrees. I like these creeks folk. They're very welcoming. The ones are currently in the lead. Touchy topic is touch one. Touchy topic to touch, but one. All right. The ones have it. We are going to be very companionable and touchy feely. We can eat here, declares the hunter as you approach the watchtower, and asks the people behind him to spread the news. The carts and travelers gather in the middle of the crossroads, forming a defensive circle, while some of the folks unpack food rations. Before you sit down on the grass, Ephron hands you a humble set of pears and cold roasted meat, then steps away with a smile. You hear him entering and exploring the tower. Once he gets back, he triumphantly raises his sharpened cudgel. If there's one spot on the eastern path we need the most, it's this one. You understand. The wolf's head drops on his back, so he adjusts it. And with your help, the tower is ours. Do we smile back and say that's right? Or do we consider his words? The locals may not be too eager to give the tower back to the city soldiers. Remember, we came out here wanting to establish trade routes for the merchants of Havlavin, and they want to send guards at some point should things be viable for trade. So, one or two, smile or consider. Winter Fairy has started off the vote with one, smile. Trav also agrees. That's a problem for later. For now, these guys can use it just fine. Trav has a good point. Anybody else want to weigh in? While Dixie hides underneath my desk. Oh, poor baby. I'm going to say that the ones win. We will just be like, that's right. Some of the tribesfolk wander a bit further away, searching the tall grasses for food, as if their habits are stronger than fear. But after the hunter orders them to regroup, they stay disciplined. After a short break, the expedition starts to restore its previous shape, while you and the hunter leave them behind, scouting ahead. The overgrown path twists between the hills and bushes. This route has issues with much larger than a fallen tree. Your companion's voice is tired and quiet. 2, maybe 3 more years, and it will be safer to block it completely. Both of you reach for your blades when a sudden cry comes from down the road. It resembles an ape, a young troll, or a human tormented by visions. It lasts for a few breaths and ends as abruptly as it started, but isn't followed by any attack or even footsteps. Stay here. I crawl my way up a hill, and observe the area through the shrubs. You push away the leaves and once again hear the cry. It comes from one of the goblins gathered at the side of the road, none of which looks in your direction. Their thick furs and shades of brown and black make you realize that you've encountered the very same pack in this area before. Most of them stand still and in silence, either on all fours or using their crude sticks and clubs to remain upright. 2, however, are hitting the ground with their fists and shaking the empty shell of yet another goblin, an elder covered with gray fur, whose upper half is leaning against a tree, while the bottom half is a few feet away in a puddle of blood. The guts spilling out of its stomach don't suggest a promising diagnosis. You get back to Ephron, who's too focused on his cudgel to adjust the tilted wolf's head. So, um, we could say goblins more than a dozen, they're mourning their dead leader, or a small pack of goblins is too stupid to realize their leader is dead. Mourning or stupid, 1 or 2. Chat, you tell me, what will we do? How do we describe these goblins that we have run into? Winter Fairy says 1. Trav agrees. They aren't that stupid. I mean, they do have some sort of like tribal method from what we can see. They're just not as smart as people, maybe. We don't actually know. No one has attempted to communicate with the goblins, I don't think, or at least nobody that survived. It looks like the ones have won this vote as well. So, goblins, more than a dozen, they're mourning their dead leader. So it's been wailing? I didn't know they cared. I mean, they get caught by beasts as often as we do. He then frowns as if his words make him unsure, but after he shakes his head and adjusts his hat, his confident self returns. Well, there's more than of them among the trees, keeping watch. Let's gather a fair group of fighters and strike them first. So, do we agree? You know who to pick, and it won't take long before the pack is crushed. Or do we disagree? What? There's no need to hurt them. They'll flee from our loud wheels in large numbers. 1 or 2, chat. What shall we do? I'm counting on all of you. Either we agree or we disagree. Agree or disagree? 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Trav says, I do want to say 2, but really letting them live is going to cause actual problems later. They're a dangerous creature. Wiping them out now is a good idea. You have a good point, Trav. So I'm going to count that as a vote for 1. What does the rest of chat think? Sorry Awkward also says 1. Winter Fairy says 1. Trav has led the vote today with making good points. Good job, Trav. I'm proud of you. Agreed. You know who to pick, and it won't take long before the pack is crushed. Once everyone's ready, the battle takes not even a minute. The hunters, foragers, and woodcutters may not be experienced soldiers, but their light equipment allows them to get close to the pack, and once they're noticed, their long, sharp spears and axes make their charge devastating. A few of the beasts, unaware of the scale of the threat, die before they can land a single hit, while the rest of them drop whatever they were holding and disappear among the leaves, too nimble for any human to catch up with them. A few of the tribesfolk are searching the area, removing goblin tusks from their jaws and pushing the corpses deeper into the bushes so that they won't get caught in the wheels. Ephron takes a look at the weapons, but decides to only keep what seems like a human-made axe head and a rusty dagger. Anything worth picking up? Not really. Their furs smell like shit. He considers handing you the dagger, but you realize its worth is negligible. All of it needs some extra work. I'll tell Ela to pay you another dragon bone once we're back. He then orders his people to tell the carts and wagons to regroup, and you step away from the blood that reaches your boots slowly. I make sure no one got left behind. Well, we've taken care of some of the goblins in the south. That's not too bad, says Soshi as you reach the fallen tree. It's thin, we can surround it. The workers divide the tools and use the carts and wagons to form a barricade, explaining that they'll move them once again when it comes to loading timber on them. You prepare your own belongings when you notice that the tribe awaits your command. You can start whenever you're ready. I'll keep an eye on your surroundings. The broken wagon is the first task that the workers take care of. The few dozen souls that arrived here would be enough to simply push the tree to one side, and what would be an exhausting task for lesser numbers will take them little time. You use the crags to observe the area, moving around without haste. The distracting noises of your group scare away many creatures. The eyes that observe you are mostly spread among tree crowns and the highest points of the hills. You spot a few ibexes, monkeys, and many birds, but no cats, runners, dragonlings, or wolves. I miss sitting in a saddle. Well, that didn't take very long at all. Look at that art. Beautiful. The saws and axes split the tree in a few spots at once, while the less experienced members of the group trim the branches and carry loads of wood until they're asked to replace the exhausted woodcutters. Then the work slows down, but never stops. And while the constant noise finally lures the presence of a small dragon that's walking on four legs, each one as large as a human, seeing your large group makes it turn back, even though you would most likely be unable to pierce through its skin. After another few hours, no one has enough fortitude to start another conversation. Once the carts and wagons are ready, the crew demands a half an hour break. We can't really avoid it. The road back is rough. The heavy blocks of wood require the dragging crew to take turns every few minutes or so, hoping that no one will be pushed to exhaustion. Crossing the bridge is the worst part. Lifting and dropping the vehicle is too dangerous for the primitive wheels, and one of them breaks, needing to be replaced on the spot. One of the foragers finally proposes heaping up soil into temporary gentle slopes, which once again takes a lot of time. You and Ephron sit down at the stream bank, observing the water. Let's hope we reach the tavern before nightfall, he states simply. You're so exhausted that seeking an answer takes you a bit of time. Do we look at the workers? We could use a better bridge, maybe one made of wood. Um, do we ask where does this stream go, actually? Or do we not feel like talking? We just listen to the water. One, two, or three, chat. What will it be? Workers, stream, or listen? You guys tell me. The vote starts with a 1, which is agreed by Trav, because it's not a good bridge. It really isn't. It's a terrible bridge. I mean, if all you're doing is riding through on a horse or walking through on legs, it's fine. But for carts, terrible. Terrible for carts. The ones have won the vote, so we could use a better bridge. Keeping it fixed would take many dangerous journeys. I'd rather see a proper bridge made of stone, but the folks at Old Pagos haven't made one in however long they've been around. He leans back, putting the weight of his back onto his arms and observing the darkening sky. So maybe one day, when we have enough savings to buy the materials ourselves. Once you're ready for the rest of the journey, you really don't feel like getting on your feet. Do we mutter 5 dragons, huh? Or almost there? I do my best to try and sound cheerful. So, do we grumble or do we encourage? 1 is grumble, 2 is encourage. 1 or 2, chat, what will we do? I'm counting on all of you. Winter Fairy says 2. Encourage. Do I have a consensus? Trav agrees. Keep our spirits up. Make sure our axe is handy too. Yes, absolutely. Although we are getting to the safer sections of this road, so it's going to be okay. Almost there. I do my best to try and sound cheerful. Foggy and her crew welcome you at the gate with their few tables, benches, and chairs moved outside the palisade, inviting everyone to sit down and eat. Though more than a half of the crew has to sit down on the wagons, 2 of the foragers refuse the meal, instead laying on the soft grass. You all get a bowl of warm stew, heavy and fat, with snake eggs placed on top of a piece of pheasant meat. The vegetables are properly seasoned and juicy, though you'd love to have an extra pinch of salt. The worst part of the road is behind you, and while people remain quiet, they eat with enthusiasm. The tavern keeper approaches you and Ephron. It may be dark, but you feel as if she's covering you with a devouring shadow. Well, loves, how's the road? Worth the effort? Do we try to keep the conversation going, or do we say nothing, hoping for a bit of silence, because we are tired and it is, well, after dusk? Conversation or silence? 1 or 2? Tell me, chat, tell me true. Which decision shall we do? Winter Fairy says 1. Try to converse. Trav also says 1. No need to be rude. We do adore Foggy. She is my favorite NPC that we've met. Not the favorite quest giver, but the favorite NPC. I try to keep the conversation going. While the hunter sighs, too tired to say a word, you indulge her appetite for gossip. You describe what you've seen, and as she scratches her large chins, she seems unsure what to say. So the real gloom is behind the tower, but even before it, we'd need more work. You chit-chat until Ephron starts to wake up the napping workers with his boot. I smile at her. No time to waste, I guess. Saved! A woman with a big axe crosses the gorge with laughter, and the expedition leaves the carts and wagons in front of the bridge. Seeing how dark it is, you are not surprised to learn the unloading will occur after dawn. Not like anyone's going to steal it, says one of the foragers, though everyone makes sure to take the remaining food rations. We were lucky, but let's not tempt the beasts, says a hunter. The rest of the tribe welcomes your group from the open gate, and relieved laughter fills the little village. They seem surprised to learn that no one got seriously wounded. Ela and Ephron share a brief embrace, but the carpenter doesn't hesitate to mention the hunter's smell. You realize you also need a long bath. So, is it time to collect our reward, or do we suddenly, switch personalities from being grumpy and say, if they betray me now, I'll kill them all? Seems a bit extreme. You know what? I'm not even going to make chat vote on this. It is just time to collect our reward. No, we're not going there. I have just decided to make that decision. We're not gonna flip personalities. No. The carpenter reaches for a lit torch and asks you to follow him. I meant to pay you 1 more dragon. So be it. I'd pay 4 times as much for keeping everyone safe. You did a good job, friend. He opens the wooden cask and counts down the pieces of bone. Tell me, Sauron, what do you think? How's the road? You now know how a merchant may feel on it. Our ability to answer is, it could be worse. It's shit. You need a year-long Roadwarden or a group of soldiers. It's empty but beautiful, even the old abandoned structures. Or, you realize I've seen many roads. There's nothing unique about this one. Protect it and it'll be safer. Neglect it and it will be lost. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Worse, shit, beautiful, or nothing unique. Just another road. 1 is worse, 2 is shit, 3 is beautiful, 4 is nothing unique. Winterfairy starts off the vote with 3. It's empty, but beautiful, even the old abandoned structures. We did comment earlier that a pretty road makes the journey nice, so that does kind of continue that thought process. Trav says 3. Tricky, because it's bad, especially if merchants have to cross that bridge with a wagon. It's fair. Although if they're smart merchants, they'll bring stone with them and help you build the frickin' bridge that needs to be there. Yeah, like they're going to do that. Look, they'll make a lot more money if they build their own bridge. I'm just saying. But the 3s are currently have it, so we're gonna say 3. It's empty but beautiful, even the old abandoned structures. We got 6 coins. Woot woot. He gives you a surprised look. Not an answer I was expecting. He should have from an earlier conversation, but it was not the answer he was expecting. He pushes the coins towards you with a single confident gesture. The few times I traveled to Gale Rocks, I mostly saw rocks to crush, trees to chop, meadows to forage at. Though I'd expect you need to feel some pleasure from traveling or you'd go insane. Do we tell him we're a bit tired, or do we wait patiently? 1 or 2. Tired or patient? What shall we do, chat? We are very tired. It is the middle of the night. But we could be patient as well. Winterfairy starts off the vote with patient. What does the rest of chat want to do? Trav agrees. Patience is the way. Looks like the 2s win. I wait patiently. The carpenter pauses for a longer while, then starts to draw an invisible map on the workbench with his fingers, muttering to himself. Yes, he says slowly. You've already done more on the road than I've expected, friend. I dare say more than any outsider in this generation. The tribe can take it from here. He reaches for something resting on a log beneath the table, then turns to you. You've already received your pay, but maybe you'd like to take a hair pelt as a gift? Foggy doesn't need it, but you'll get a dragon or 2 for it in another village. You take a look at the fine fur and roll it into a more mobile shape. Seeing how Ela observes you, you tell him to just ask. I can't figure out what pushed you to be this much of a help to us, friend. I know some of the things you've seen were just on your path, but others took a true risk. This is also the warning for the incoming ad in less than a minute for the non-subscribers. Just FYI. So, we could say it's just what a Roadwarden ought to do. We could say your pay was fair and I needed it. We could say that Creeks is a lovely place and I hope it succeeds. Or we could smirk and say, oh, I do have my reasons. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 is Roadwarden, 2 is fair, 3 is Creeks, and 4 is reasons. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Roadwarden, fair, Creeks, or reasons. Travis started off the vote with the very truthful 1. It's why we're here. It's indeed. It's even in our character sheet. Winterfairy has agreed, so the 1s are in the lead. We will go with 1. Good luck with the ad, non-subscribers. Good luck. Just what a Roadwarden ought to do. You speak as if you're from Old Pagos. He rests one hand on his stomach and reaches out to you with the other one. It may just be another day of work for you, but come here another spring or later. You'll see a real change in the peninsula. I'm just going to shake his hand. I'm sure I will. I'm not even going to make you vote. His large hand is calloused, and even the brief touch is enough to notice the cuts and chopped off skin, signs of his amateurish labor. I doubt you'll find much more to do on this route, but if I turn out to be wrong, let me know. He then sits down on the stool and looks at his tools with a big smile. So that's it for this quest. Our non-subscribers are in an ad, but we will see Efron later. I'm gonna go get washed because, dear gods, we're gross. And we must then seek shelter. Because there's no place to stay. It's dangerous to stay here. You can't sleep here, but there's still time to travel to a safer spot. You can find the closest shelter at Foggy Lake. Thankfully, this part of the peninsula is safer than most. We have made it safer, guys. We have made it safer. So it is time to get the sleep. There's a pleasant scent of chamomile coming from the unusually clean cauldron. Foggy looks at you through the hole leading to the attic. She gets down, having only one arm doesn't seem to hinder her. She welcomes you with a stentorian, cheerful shout. Hello, love. Good to see you in one piece. Please, we just need sleep. Please. Oh, look, we get more health because of Astron's cloak here. That's nice. That's very nice, actually. More health. Oh no, muddy roads. Welcome back, non-subscribers. We have returned to Foggy's Lake and gotten some sleep. That's all you've missed, which isn't much. The rains once again hit the ground, interrupting your sleep. Another day of muddy roads. Sad. Thank goodness there was not muddy roads yesterday. Listening to the grunts of an annoyed soda pop makes you feel uneasy. But at least the furs covering the floor are helping you relax. You don't even notice when it's already morning, and while the smell coming from the lower floor is not inviting, at least it's not you who has to take care of it. Foggy smiles at you. Anything else? Well, we would like to eat, please. She stretches out her arm and grabs a bowl. Give me a moment. You sit down at the clean table. After a moment, the keeper brings you old rye bread, a fistful of nuts, a roasted rat, and a mug of acorn brew. Once you're done, Foggy packs the leftovers for you as a snack for the rest of the day and mentions that you've already paid for another 0 meals. We need to buy more meals. We've got 16 coins. We are buying another meal. Yay. It is time for us to go. Well, another 4, I should say. Time to travel. We have cleared the Riverside turn. We have a fish trap here at the Statue of a Woman that we could go check. We have to finish off the old tunnel. But it's 3 Eastern US time, which means that this is the end of my stream. We have made progress, not as much progress as I had hoped, but we have made progress. Thank you everyone for joining me while we try to complete quests. We did manage to complete a quest today, so that's fantastic. We will finish up the old tunnel next time. It's what I had hoped to finish today, but we got sidetracked. There was things to do. So thank you guys for joining me for Roadwarden by Moral Anxiety Games. As this is Thursday, I will be picking up Roadwarden again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern US time. If you are not in the Eastern US time zone, please Google what time my stream will start for you. And I hope I will see everyone tomorrow. I stream Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And so tomorrow's the last day of the week of my streams, but Roadwarden is coming along nicely. We've got so many quests to finish, so many things to do, so many people yet to find, and I'm excited to do all the things. So, have a lovely rest of the day today, everyone. I do not believe I have anyone we can raid. Oh, nope, never mind. My friend Dragon is still streaming. He's streaming Resident Evil Village for those who are interested. So we're going to go raid his stream, and that's going to be the end of mine. So you guys have fun, take care, enjoy that, and feel free to come raid my friend dragon. Bye guys. Let's go. Start the raid. We're raiding.